noticed difference, and I've also lost 6 kgs, which is basically something I didn't really focus on this time, because it's really difficult to focus on overall health and then see your kilos going down. So hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you are absolutely well, and I hope you're having a great Sunday. In today's video, I'm not doing a makeup tutorial, or it's not a makeup look that I'm creating. In this video, I want to really talk about my experience with intermittent fasting. I've been doing fasting for a long time now. I think 15th March or 20th March was the time when I actually started intermittent fasting, and I really want to talk about it because it is one of the best lifestyle diets that mostly people are not aware about. Secondly, my experience with the diet has been pretty great. It's not a typical diet that you would do and starve, which in most cases happen. Thirdly, it's great not just for weight loss, but it's great for your overall health because it has its roots in Ayurveda as well. Now, to support my arguments, I have this little book here which is called Lifestyle. So this book is written by two doctors, Dr. S.N. Murthy and Dr. Babina Nandakumar. Now, this book is the one that I've been recently reading, and surprisingly, I have found a lot of things that I've been following for 2 months with intermittent fasting, and those things are proven to work on the body system in a very positive way. I've experienced a lot of good things, and I'm going to talk about all of that. So I have divided this video into 4 parts. Okay, so let's move on to the first part, which is what is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is basically a lifestyle diet. It is an eating pattern wherein you eat intermittently. So basically in 24 hours you only eat for certain period of time, and rest of the time you're only fasting. So the very well-known intermittent fasting window is 8 hours. So when I say 8 hours, I mean 8 hours of eating and 16 hours of fasting. Now, when I started, of course, I didn't start with 16 hours straight. When I started with 14 hours, and then I moved to 15 and eventually to 16. So basically, intermittent diet does not focus on what you should eat, although of course you should be eating healthy when you're doing such a type of fasting diet, but it focuses on when you should eat. Now, the best part about this was that when I was in Mumbai, I had a certain lifestyle, and this diet really fit with my lifestyle. So when I used to wake up in the morning, I didn't really feel hungry. I still don't feel hungry in the morning when I wake up. But if you're somebody who feels really hungry, then consider having a first meal in the morning. Now, I'll first tell you what I did. So moving on to the second part, which is when should you diet. So when I started intermittent fasting, I used to eat 3 small meals. Okay, now I'm somebody who wouldn't really feel like eating every 2 hours. So for me, eating 2 big meals or 3 small meals would do. But if you're somebody who would feel like eating every 2 hours, then you can go for 4 or 5 meals as well, and break those 4-5 meals into the window of 8 hours. So when I was working and I was in Mumbai, what I used to do is I used to get up, eat a little bit of dry fruits or nuts, then take lunch or directly take lunch at 1:32 in the afternoon, and then do my dinner at 8:39 or sometimes even 9:30. And then after 9:30, I used to fast till next morning 11 or 12, which used to be I think around 14 hours. And then I increased it to 16 hours. So this is how I started, which really blended well with my lifestyle then. And even today, when there's lockdown and I'm at home going nowhere and working from home, I think this diet is really helping me, because you're not restricting yourself from eating certain things, because of course you're at home and you would want to eat certain things, but you're very disciplined in terms of when you're eating. So right now what I do is I take my last meal, which is my second meal, because I'm only taking 2 meals these days. So the second meal that I take is usually around 7:30, 8 or even 8:30, and then from 8:30 to next day 1:30 or 2, I'm eating nothing. So that's the window where I'm fasting. The next day 2 o'clock or 1:30 sometimes is when I start my day with almonds, lemon water, sometimes any sort of juice like beetroot or carrot juice, and then after half an hour I take my big meal, which is lunch, which is also usually healthy. After 4-5 hours of my lunch is when I do workout, and after that I take my dinner. For snacking, of course, you can choose healthier options, although this diet does not really focuses on what to eat. Now moving on to the third part, which is my most favorite. So it's my experience with intermittent fasting. Now I've told you what I've been doing, when I've been doing. Now I'm going to tell you how I've been feeling with this diet. Firstly, when I started, of course, it used to be a little difficult because you cannot, snack anytime you want to. So you have to be really careful about when you don't have to eat. So in terms of that, it was slightly difficult because I wasn't used to this, lifestyle. But eventually, I started feeling a difference. I felt more energetic. And when I say healthy, I mean mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy. So if you're eating a lot, if you're not eating healthy, and if you're not following a certain type of healthy eating pattern, if you're binge eating, emotional eating, doing anything, you will feel guilty or you will feel unhealthy. That also spoils your emotional and mental health along with your physical health. So I feel that after intermittent fasting, I know that I'm doing something for my health, I'm working out a little bit, and that kept my emotional and mental health stable. I also feel that with exercise and intermittent fasting, I have also lost a few kgs. Now that I also checked, so I know, but I don't really want to focus on the kgs, although I lost 6 kgs in 2 months, which is quite slow and gradual. But I don't really want to focus on the number of kgs that I lost because honestly, once you focus on your health overall, you will eventually lose weight and you will eventually become fit. So that's why I don't really want to focus on number of kgs, because that is a outcome, or that is a byproduct of having a healthy lifestyle or eating healthy. Now I am also somebody who's very, very unhealthy if you look at it, because firstly, I have also eaten a lot of junk. Okay, not in this 2 months of lockdown, but like obviously before that, I used to eat anything and not really care about what I'm eating. I really didn't work out a lot, once in a while walking or something like that. But in these 2.5 months, I feel that I've developed this habit of working out every day, or at least walking or doing something physical, to like sweat a little bit and to move my body so that I feel good. And also in terms of eating, intermittent fasting is something that I've been following along with healthy eating. I've noticed difference, and I've also lost 6 kgs, which is basically something I didn't really focus on this time, because it's really difficult to focus on overall health and then see your kilos going down. So that's something that I've experienced. And in the fourth part, I just want to say that there are scientific benefits of intermittent fasting. What happens is when you eat in a particular window, your body gets a lot of time to digest the food, and your body gets time to fight diseases. So basically, when you eat a full meal, roti, sabzi, dal, chawal, whatever you're eating, 6 to 7 hours of the time goes in digestion, and till that time is over, you take the next meal, and then again 6 to 7 hours goes for digestion, and till the entire digestion process is completed, you are awake next morning and you're again eating. So what that does is basically your body has just completed digestion, or in some cases it hasn't even completed digestion, and you're feeding in more food. So what happens is that your body doesn't get time to actually do this process, which is called ketosis, which basically in layman terms is fighting against the diseases, or taking down inflammation. And when I say inflammation, it's basically any sort of disease which is lifestyle based, such as obesity, overweight, diabetes, thyroid. There are so many diseases. Now in these 2 months, I've been really reading, watching stuff, and listening to all of these really good dietitians, nutritionists, and even people who suggest good diets, healthy lifestyle, and etc. And so I've experienced that yes, this is true. If you give your body time for digestion and then for fighting inflammation, is when your body does ketosis, and is when you start losing weight. Now if you want to read on this more, there's a link that I've put down in my description box, and this link was the first link that I read when I read about intermittent fasting. And also I've used this app called Life. I will put that link in the description box as well, so if you want to download, you can. Now we've reached the end of the video, but before that, because I've taken this book, I'm going to read just one small paragraph. The initial food of the day should be light and consist of fruits and fruit juices. The two major meals can be taken depending on the diurnal changes in the body's function. The heavier meal of the two can be taken in the afternoon when the digestive functions are at its peak, and the lighter meal can be taken in the evening before the sun sets, when the body's functions are still active enough to digest the food effectively. This is what even our Vedas tells us. And now I would like to end with this small paragraph that again I've read in this book. It says, "No single approach is capable of providing health and happiness. It is always the one who lives in conformity with the nature's principle that enjoys ideal health. Therefore, a systematic approach to life which provides well-being in physical, mental, emotional, social and spiritual levels of beings are mandatory to enjoy holistic health. We may call the systematic approach of life as healthy living through nature's way of holistic living." With this, I'm going to end this video. I hope you find it helpful. Please let me know in the comment section below. Also, go to the links that I've put down in the description box, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.